Oh yes, the writing treasure trove. The writing treasure trove. The writing treasure trove. You have heard this several times and you're wondering what it will be like, what is in it. But yes, it is a process. It is this method that my friend Mrs. Lugari Judith and I came up with to try and correct or solve the challenge we were facing of our learners of English failing writing descriptive pieces. And it won't be in one recording, it is quite long. It's a process, but I want to bring you into the world. But for starters, how have we taught English for the past years? How have we been taught English? How have we been taught descriptive writing? A teacher comes in class, explains the types of writing. We have this type, we have this type, and probably shows you one composition written by someone and has been read several times. You read through, and at the end of it, you're expected to write a composition, a descriptive kind of composition. But yes, we've done our best to come up with something, because if not, how else would I be teaching that? But because this has for several times failed to yield the fruits we so much needed or need, we came up with the Writing Treasure Trove. This is a kind of new way of teaching something new, different. No, I'm not saying it right. Of teaching the same old thing in a new way. But for starters, like I said, you need to understand your learners. Our learners are the kind that are withdrawn, like the earlier video revealed. A learner who fails to even say anything about what they have written. A learner who will hide their head in dust the moment you tell them to present their work for the rest to see. So every method that is connected to group work and sharing or presentations like the new curriculum advises was in vain. So we decided to come up with something, and this started with pseudonyms. Please understand this language, these vocabulary items. What is a pseudonym? A pseudonym is existence under a hidden identity. So we chose our learners, or we allowed our learners to work in pseudonyms, in hidden identity. We did not force anyone to reveal their identity. So that way, we would come up with work and we would share about this work without hurting a single soul. So the pseudonyms are working miracles for us. We have groups, but when it comes to sharing pieces, we don't write any of the names of the groups. We just hand in and start sharing. That is the pseudonym. Next is the spark. What is the spark? You have all, probably not all, but most of us have struck matchsticks. And our interest in that spark is not in the light after striking. No. Our interest is in that immediate spark that you see the moment you strike the matchstick? Can you help teach your learners how to think? I know it is the hardest thing, but it's possible. Tell them that thinking happens in a spark. Dear learner out there, if you're watching, it doesn't happen wholesomely. It all starts with a spark. Yes. You see a buffet and there is an instant spark. Probably the spark can be, looks yummy. Already the mind is set on finding out why there is this thought that the buffet must be yummy. You're good to go the moment you reach there. Because certainly, after looking at this meal and discovering it looks yummy, words will start coming out describing whatever is on this plate right in front of you. Right? Probably it is a girl. My learners love so much describing girls. And you find her walking down the street. You look at her, say, ooh, must be mad. That is a spark already. A spark is mad. The brain does its work after that. And it will tell you why of all words it has, mad came out. That is how you'll start getting the words, because you'll look at this person, the hair, the eyes, the dress, the cleanliness. Okay? But it all starts from a spark. Sometimes it's just a kind of interjection. Someone looks at something and says, wow, it is set. And you will take the lead. You will follow. The brain will follow the wow, telling you why of all interjections. Wow. Right? So allow your learners to discover their first sparks about everything they want to describe. Tell them that not a single thing exists with no descriptions. Even a dot on a plain paper has description, and that description might be as broad as 5 paragraphs, but it depends on your ability to choose your spark. We shall go on using and understanding the spark, but I want to show you the terminologies in the Writing Treasure Trove. Number 3, we need, most especially in this era of the new curriculum, we need a storyboard corner. Do you see that board behind me? Some of the pieces have been moved. But you need a board in every class of English where you can pin up pieces of your learners, where you place extracts from novels, paragraphs that teach your learners specific aspects of the descriptive writing. Yes, dear teacher, you want to teach them how to describe setting, place, time. Yes. Can you pick a paragraph from somewhere and pin it up there, probably for a whole week, so your learners can get exposure to that world of setting? Sometimes they struggle to find what to describe. So can you go down to magazines and get pullouts so you can put them somewhere so that when they want to describe, they'll just pick maybe a picture of a house, a picture of a beach out there, something like that, and they'll start writing. So the storyboard corner just stores our pieces for us to be able to keep checking and learning as the day goes on. Now, I've talked about the pieces, the pictures from which learners can choose to explore. Next, for everything, teach your learners that concentration is the best thing that can happen to a writer. Do you realize how hard it can be for a person to describe a vigil or a funeral in the midst of a discotheque? Do you know? Do you know how hard it would be for you to describe a romantic kind of affair when your heart is broken? I know you'll say I can't, but please follow up. Try and do that. So sojourn the world in one moment is that moment that you teach your learners how to go into the world of their writing. Yes, you want to make your reader cry. Can you close your eyes and go to the world that is full of sadness? Because certainly you want your reader to have a share of that. This cannot be done with interruptions. You need somewhere, even when you're sitting in a crowded place, you need to see yourself alone. You are alone. Close everyone else outside your world and live in it alone. That way you'll get words. Next terminology is wave the magic wand. I know they're somehow a bit confusing, but don't mind. It's just to beautify them, to make them probably appealing to our learners. Next is wave the magic wand. What is to wave the magic wand? The moment you get out of the world you've been sojourning, it's very easy for you to start noting down what you discovered in your world. Yes, the dead body was in a coffin. How were the young children looking, the orphans? Yes, this person was married. How does the spouse, the bereaved, look? Right? Of course, you'll just go noting. Dash, bullet, bullet. That way, do you realize you're already planning? Do you realize you're already paragraphing? Because after putting something in a bullet, you're already demarcating the end of every paragraph. So you've waved the magic wand. You're putting what you've sojourned down on paper. Next, I can better rate moment. Yes, you have come up with words and probably you've even planned. Let us say you've started even writing your paragraphs, but a good writer never says done. You can always better what you've written in a better way. You can even write something best out of better. And even the other way around, something better than best can be written. So don't tell them not to get tired. Okay? Yes, they have written words there. How can they write in a better way? Probably the verb is not so strong, and they need a stronger verb. Probably there is an interjection that is needed. So tell them that good writing comes out of good work. Okay? Resilience. You hang in there, right? However, some learners are hampered in vocabulary. So you need games in your class. You saw the tree of synonyms. That one came in handy. Probably one time I'll show you pictures. A tree of synonyms, you can say hate in 50 words. You can say love in 100 words. You can say strong without saying strong. So that tree will be filled with words, and don't restrict them to only the time when you're there. Just let them work at their pace. Leave the tree in class, and whoever gets a word to substitute strong will put. Just check when you come for normal lessons, and it will be there. Some people use Scrabble. You can use puzzles. Try as much as possible to enrich the vocabulary of your learners. So, pseudonym, spark, storyboard corner, sojourn the world in one moment, wave the magic wand, and I can better it moment. Our terminologies in the Writing Treasure Trove. Follow to discover more in each of those terminologies.